All right, everyone. To begin this unit on ecology, I want to first define what ecology is, tell you why it's important, and what exactly we're going to be learning during this unit. So first, what is ecology? Ecology is this study of the interaction between organisms and their environment. Now, why is that important? Well, you just watched a video about Gorongosa National Park, and in that video, I hope that you saw how for the people of Mozambique, ecology is actually directly impacting their lives because they're trying to restore a national park to open up jobs for people and keep their economy growing. Now, what are we going to be doing in this unit? Well, I'm going to have you think like an ecologist. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to look at another national park in the Serengeti. So the Serengeti has a lot of wildlife, one of which is this African buffalo. And they're facing a problem in the Serengeti. These African buffalo, their population has undergone a lot of changes and it's not very stable at all. And I'll show you that in just a minute. But where is the Serengeti? So it's in the country of Tanzania. You can see it in the little tiny picture down here. You can see where Tanzania is at. And the Serengeti National Park is this kind of green space near the northern part of Tanzania. And you can actually, it's really neat, if you go to Google Maps, you can actually see an aerial shot of the African buffalo that I'm talking about here. I'll show you very quickly. So we want to copy these coordinates. And there, as I mentioned, is Tanzania. So if I paste those coordinates in and I click on the view here where you can zoom in closer, you'll actually see this is a herd of the African buffalo that we've gotten through satellite imagery. It's really neat. Now, here's the problem that you are going to help solve in this unit. We're going to work on this problem together. You can see from the graph, use the same strategy we learned in the last unit. The first step's identify. So what do we see? Well, we see a line going up, then I see a peak, and then I see a line going down. So that's step one. Step two, we interpret what each of those patterns mean. So what does this line mean? What is it telling me that it's going up? Well, this is telling me the year that and the population size of the African buffalo. So you'll see in 1962 all the way up to about 1975, the population of the African buffalo was increasing pretty dramatically, very quickly. And then it peaked in 1975, and then something happened. And suddenly the population just started declining rapidly all the way until the year 1998. There was an ever so slight increase between 1998 and 2000. So you in this unit are going to practice the same skills we learned previously, how to think like a scientist, but this time you're going to apply what you learned to the topic of ecology, specifically this real life question of what is happening to the African buffalo population. What explains why the population was increasing rapidly and then in 1975 suddenly decreased rapidly? To begin that, so we formed a question, and now we want to start forming hypotheses about why this population was increasing so dramatically and then suddenly started declining. And ultimately, the goal is to figure out what the problem is so that balance can be returned to the Serengeti. Now, to do that, to help you figure out the problem, you first need to understand a little bit of the background. You need to make some observations. We talked about that. When you think like a scientist, one of the first steps you do is start making some observations. So in this lesson, you're going to make some observations of what kind of environment the Serengeti is, what kind of animals there are, what behavior those animals have, and you're going to use some of these observations to inform whatever hypothesis you're going to begin with. So that's what this lesson is about, and that's the driving question we're going to have in this unit is, why is this African buffalo population changing? What can we do to restore stability to that population?